Alright, hey guys, it's Merc SLS, and today I'm going to be showing you how to wall on Black Forest. Importance of walling is basically so that you can boom, rush, or prevent rushes. So it's very important. So the first thing you have to do is look at your map. So I've paused it so that we can do a slow breakdown, but you want to check out your map and see how vital it is to wall. You can see over here his town center is probably about right here. Which means that this wall is relatively close. It can be a lot closer. Sometimes you can get right into his base, but it's going to be relatively important for him not to get this wall right here because it's going to mean you're not going to be able to protect yourself. So I'm going to go all 3 villagers. If it's not a very important wall, you can go 2 or even 1. Just remember, the more villagers that you take off, the harder your economy and startup is going to be in the beginning. So you want to start by building 2 houses, and while you're doing that, you want to grab loom. This is going to make sure your villagers don't die because loom strengthens them. So that's what I'm going to do, loom, and we'll go a house and a house. While we're doing this, grab our sheep, and you can send your scout over. You also want to queue up villagers. There we go. So now we have all 3 villagers. So now we're going to send them over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these guys. Actually, see, I have a guy that's going to be going to berries anyway, so I might as well just grab those sheep then and use my scout to help out with the walling. So basically, you want to boom and just wall the smallest area. And while you're doing that, you want to make sure you have villager production. You're going to have a few lags if you wall with 3 villagers. Whoops. We'll also talk about sneaking, I guess. And at this point, you want to build a lumber camp and use those guys on lumber. So when you're sneaking, that basically entails you building a wall and kind of tricking your enemy into thinking that you are behind your wall. But you take your 3 villagers that you've walled with and you sneak them into his base back here. This is going to allow for a later game rush. It's hard because if he finds you, that means you've wasted 3 villagers that are all going to die. So you just want to stay on food production, and now you have a forward wall. So basically, this right here is going to prevent him from coming into your base. If you try to boom, it's going to prevent him, it's going to prevent him from walling close up into you and preventing a lot of your strategies. So at this point I'm going to pause it. So just try to keep your economy up. When you sneak, a few words of advice: go back in an area where he's not going to expect you, and you have to do it quickly. If he sees any of your villagers leaving, then it's completely pointless. You might as well just go delete the section and go back because he's going to find you if he's a decent player. If you're going to boom, once you hit feudal, you want to stone wall right here. And keep in mind, your feudal time is going to be slightly slower because you're trying to keep up with your economy because you didn't have as much people on food right off the bat. That's okay, because it's better than at, 25 minutes him having a forward wall, or 20 minutes, or if you're playing a good player, 10 minutes, him rushing you and completely killing you off. You can sacrifice that 30 seconds for a strong boom and him trying to get through. So booming, you definitely want to put up a stone wall, maybe 2 layers, whatever you need to do, and just make sure he doesn't push you back past through here, because once he's walled right here, then you're kind of screwed. So it's all about, I can't tell you exactly how to wall, how many villagers to wall with, and what to do, but it's all about how you perceive your map. And forward walling is also very good for rushing. You want to get a forward wall when you trash, flush, anything like that, crushing, because you can get through his wall relatively quickly and he can't defend himself. You're going to be able to get at his economy. So that's all I have on rushing.